What the for is going on? What the for is going on? Well, John, what I mean by the for, I mean this is the fourth last episode. That means we are on the countdown to the final episode of Hangout with Michael. We have been here for 265 Fridays, with the odd exception of a little vacation or maybe a technical trouble, but 265 Fridays we've been serving you here with lots of different great things on law of attraction, NLP, life purpose, emotion code, body code, you name it, we've covered it. And I've had very loyal people join me over the last, and if you've been watching all the episodes, you'll know my friend Penny Petty was very my co-host for years, and Judy was with us, Dana was with us, yeah. And each week I'm going to be bringing you the names of people that have helped support me with this venture. And for a long time now, John, you've been with me. Hello, everybody. My name is Michael Loche. It is Friday. We are here live every Friday for the last 265 Fridays. 4 more to go with the big day on January 1st. Now, before I bring John on, I'm just going to give you a quick little teaser. On January 1st, Captain Obvious, that's on New Year's Day. I am doing Michael Loche's, well, John, I haven't introduced you yet, but read this for me.
New Year's Day, 9 a.m. Pacific, 12 noon Eastern. Viewers Top 8, Law of Attraction Tools from Hangout with Michael.
That's right, 265 episodes. I know your favorite quotes. I know your favorite tools. I have put them together with the use of the help of a graphic artist as an infographic, and you can print this off, and you will remember me in your head forever with my top 8 favorite things that I've been teaching the last 265 episodes. Oh, I want to get a copy of that. Yeah, you can live January 1st, 9 a.m. Pacific, 12 noon Eastern, this channel. And John, you'll be with me. Good morning, John, in Verity from Vancouver.
Good morning, everyone. Yeah, great to be here again. From Vancouver. I'm a certified body code and emotion code practitioner and helping people all over the world with aches and pains, mental health concerns. And I'm going to be helping reading the comments today and answering some questions about emotion code, body code, law of attraction, your life purpose, law of connection. And so if you have any questions on anything, we're happy to read them, answer them for you.
And Facebook has been very generous in helping us figure out who our top fans are. Hey, Facebook, I already knew, but thanks anyway. Speaking of top fans, John, let's go out, take a look and see who's joined it. I got another little announcement, and then ideally, hopefully, you've got questions for us, John. Who's here early? Who said hello first?
Natasha Paula Samuel said hello first. She says, hello, Michael John. As usual, looking forward to the show. Another great show.
Thank you. Now, Facebook calls her Top Fan +1. The +1. Who else?
Corrine Beach Murray says, good morning.
Hey, Corrine, good morning to you.
Sheldon Foster says, good morning, everyone.
Hey, Sheldon Foster, you're up nice and early with us today. Good morning.
Yeah, Helena's here as well. Says hello. Janice Pritchard says here. Good morning, bros.
Oh, good. All of our fans. Oh, Janice is a top fan +1 too. So Janice, good morning. Helena, good morning. Our friend Shirley Pierre from Saskatoon. My hunch it's snowy there. Niagara Falls is in the house with Kim Whitner and Florence Lam Cam Gu. Hi, Michael Loche and John. Good morning, Florence. Who else, John?
Jennifer Towner says good morning.
Hey,
and
Jennifer.
Carol Backleg is here. Says good morning, bros. Also, we have Permelia Parham. Good morning, bros, from sunny Parksville.
Woohoo. Now, John, there is an update from Shirley Pierre. We did some emotion code work with her son, but you know what? We're going to come back to that. I want you to set it up for us. Before we do that, I want to let everybody know that tomorrow, Saturday, once a month, I have a group, and this group is my business growth club, and it's training that I do for emotion code, body code practitioners. You know, every month I give a live training. This is the third one. The club is 3 months old. The first training that I did was on business cards, and not just any business card, but a business card that an emotion code, business code practitioner would want to have. The second one that we did last month was training on how to offer and run a 4-person group for weight loss. And the practitioners that have been practicing it with their clients are getting really good results, John. If you notice in the chat room, people are talking about applying the material. And tomorrow, another training, how to offer and run a 4-person group on abundance and money. And it runs for, it says 10, sometimes an hour and a half, 2 hours with the training. It comes with the workbook. Just real quickly, I'm going to show you this matrix here. This group club contains 4 things. Number 1, the 45-minute training specific for emotion code practitioners. That's tomorrow. Pre-recorded law of attraction. I've got probably 15 or 20 programs on law of attraction in NLP that you'll have access to as being part of the monthly growth club, plus a private Facebook group where you have my attention and support. And that's it. Oh, a 45-minute Q&A. So you have my ongoing support. I'm going to put the link inside the chat for those of you that are interested. But you got to hurry because tomorrow we're doing it live, and then we will have the recording there afterwards. Okay, John. Now, John and I host a show on Saturdays. It's called the Emotion Code Bro Shows. That show is staying. This show is ending January 1st after 267, 8 episodes by that time. I'm committing my time and energy to the Emotion Code Bro Show with John. And we choose different topics every week and different people every week. And last week, we had Shirley Pierre. John, can you set us up? And if you remember helping with her son's palate, what do you remember about that?
Yeah, so last week was part 1 of our 4-part series for eating and living healthy.
Yes.
And so last week we did not eating as healthy as I should.
Yes, and if you remember her son Leopold, remember his name?
Yep.
He was 7 years old, and Shirley Pierre said he doesn't like tomatoes and he doesn't like cake. Remember the list? It went on and on and on. Doesn't like cake. Like I had to stop her right there. She was listing all the things. He was a very picky eater. Yeah. So I did an emotion code system session with her son, who wasn't even present, but I had the mother's permission. And what is she telling us today, 7 days later, John?
Yeah, she says, emotion code rocks. My son's palate is appreciating food.
Happy face, clapping or praying, loving food.
And food, and a bowl of ramen. Yeah. Yeah, that's great. So, yeah, Leopold must have had, he had these trapped emotions, creating negativity around eating healthy and blocking him from eating foods that are healthy or just, eating. So really common with kids, yeah.
Even if they're resistant to, broccoli or lettuce or, so we can't make them love it, but we can get rid of their resistance to liking it, which surfaces their desire for it.
Yep.
They heard their mother or father once say, "Oh, I don't like tomatoes," or they have trapped emotions that got trapped that are causing them to have these decisions that they don't like something when they might even like it. Anyway, we'll help them like that.
Yeah.
Okay, John, we have a number of people leaving other comments, so thank you, Shirley. We love hearing that update. Our friend Permelia Param here on beautiful Vancouver Island in Parksville, she's saying good morning. And
couple comments from before here, yeah. Also, shout out Anthony Pinelli. He's here. Says, good morning, guys. Open to learning A to Z.
Okay, good stuff. Hey, if you're watching, this is an opportunity to ask us questions. Whatever your question is, it could be anything about, I don't know, writing a book or having a business or emotion code or body code. Or if John and I can do it, we can answer it for you today. And like always, boy, once we get started with the question, it bursts another question. And then sometimes the answer to a quick question takes a long time because I'm going to make it a point. So who is going to be the first question asker today, please?
Yeah. A couple more comments here, possibly, yeah. Sylvia Bellini's here. She says, it's been 4 seasons in 1 hour in London today. It's dark now and time for tea. Looking forward to a great show. Yeah, Anthony here said he's working on getting rid of his Molson muscle.
I don't even know what that means.
I guess it's in reference to Molson Canadian beer, probably.
Okay.
He likes
I don't
the
drink
Canadian
beer, so
references.
I don't get it. Okay, Anthony, remember these rules. No sports-related jokes because I won't get them. Somebody posted something on their Facebook page about sports and it showed up on my feed and I was so confused.
That was me.
All abbreviations. Yeah, I said, what is that mess and why is it on my Facebook page? Ian Stables, our friend Ian. Hey, Michael, nice to be here. I have a question. I watched the videos when you coached Lilu Massey. You kept redoing step 1 with her, listening to her worries and concerns, and the what do you want list. Why did you do that? Because she was resistant. That's why I did that. And I remember the interview. And I was doing the clarity through contrast. And some people don't want to say that things aren't working well. They want it to be, it's like they don't, well, you know what? We all got stuff. So I kept saying, what else don't you like? What else don't you like? Well, I remember the interview. Most people say, well, I don't like this, I don't like this. And in the clarity through contrast worksheet, John, we learned that, that it's called clarity through contrast because you can get more clarity through the contrast. So as we're writing about the things that we don't like, it helps us birth what we
do like.
That's right. And the best way to know what you do like is to know what you don't like. That's why we did that. And then at the end of the exercise, you will have a list. Now, Ian, here's your homework today. I want you to go to HangoutWithMichael.com, and at the top where it says Law of Attraction, click that on, scroll to the bottom, and there's another free course there, and it says, hey, I've been practicing Law of Attraction, I'm still not getting it. Most of that training with the workbook, 30-minute video, is about how to do the clarity through contrast worksheet. And if you can go get the link during today's show and share it, then I'll know you did it. Okay, what else, John?
Natasha Paula Samuel. Michael, what will you miss the most from doing Hangout shows?
Well, that's a good question. Yeah, I'm not even going to edit anything. If I wasn't doing the Bro show, I'd still do this one. So I definitely have to do a show. It gets all of my needs met. I get people's attentiveness. I get to influence people. We get to have intimate conversations about success, and I have a lot of freedom. And doing 2 a week, I would do more than 2 a week. So what am I going to miss about my Friday show? I don't know, because as you know, if you've been watching the show, about 2 months ago, I ran out of stuff. Face it. And that's why we do the Q&As, because you guys bring the stuff on the topic. So I am going to be replacing it with an interview series, and I'm just giving myself time to come up with the idea and birth the idea. It's probably going to be once a month. It's probably going to be interviewing a successful business person that's applying law of attraction with them and their team and their staff and emotion code. I just talked to a company yesterday, and I found out I've been working with him. He's an action coach. They own a big franchise. I've been working with him, and I found out that John's been working with his wife, who's also there. So they're both successful coaches in this business, and emotion code is part of their training. It's part of their ritual.
Yeah.
Good stuff. So Natasha, and I'll miss you, Natasha Paula Samuel, but I know that you're gonna come over to the Bro Show on Saturday and join
Come over next door.
Yeah. Shirley's reminding us that Leopold eats. He eats with appetite. That is such great news.
Yeah. Laura Hill says hello from New York City. Jennifer Towner says beer. Yeah, that's Molson Muscle. Laura Hill says, question here. Ask the question, what are the biggest barriers to abundance? What is the best way to get unstuck? Big category.
I have a tickle trunk with all the right answers to what you asked. So I have one in my hand right now. I'm going to show it to you a minute. Before I do that, Jennifer and everybody else, I want to, who asked the question again? I said Jennifer, but.
Laura Hill.
Laura Hill. So here's the most important key for everyone. Laura Hill, I want you to write in the comments. Abundance is a feeling, period. That's a feeling. So because it's a feeling, and because we're good at law of attraction, and we understand that law of attraction is always responding to our feelings, I'm just looking for something here, give me a second. What if I could deliberately send the feeling of abundance. It's a law of attraction hack because law of attraction doesn't know where the feeling's coming from. However, if you try to include the vibration of money, the word money usually has what kind of vibration attached to it, John? That's right, it's a negative vibration. So exclude money. Matter of fact, hey, a shout out to all our podcast listeners. John, I've got a picture here of my vibrational bubble guy. You know, that bubble is representing. And I got an arrow pointing in. Can you read for me what's going inside this bubble?
To become more abundant, you need to be including the vibration of abundance.
Yeah, I didn't create the rule, I'm teaching it. If you want to become more abundant, you need to have included, you need to include the vibration of abundance. That's the rule. The only way to attract it is to send it. But here's another rule. It doesn't matter how you send it. So how can I deliberately send the vibration of abundance? What if I became more deliberate and started to observe my abundantness? In my observation of pointing at things and saying, wow, I got a free coffee today and someone gave me a free lunch and I got free advice. And look at this, I got a discount on this. I got a free report. What if I pointed at everything that I got that I could deem as being abundant? I mean, what if I pulled up to a parking meter and there was 10 cents left and I did the 10 cent left dance? Law of attraction doesn't know that it was 10 cents left. Law of attraction was responding to my feeling of being abundant because there was money on the meter. So whether it's a 10-cent parking meter or whether you found a stack of $100 bills, it doesn't matter. It's how you respond to that matters. Law of attraction is always eavesdropping. So be more deliberate in including your own evidence of abundance. And when law of attraction eavesdropping, which is right now, right now, right now, right now, it caught you sending the vibration of abundance. And the only way to attract anything is to include the vibration of it. Tell me how that helped, Laura Hill.
Yeah, sure helped me.
Thank you. Maria Larona's joined us this morning. Okay, our friend Jennifer Towner. I'm having another pop-up art sale tomorrow. In addition to visualizing the easiest sale I've ever, is there anything else I can do? There's a couple things you can do, Jennifer. I like this one. It's called Go Beyond the Event. Hashtag Captain Obvious. So instead of predicting the sale or wondering how the sales, I want you to go after the event where you would say, okay, you know what? I sold almost everything at the art sale, and here's what I'm going to buy with the money. I'm going to buy new canvases and in other words, and this isn't acting as if you're just planning, you're going beyond the event, because most people's energy is around the event. Where's it going to come? How much am I going to sell? Who's it going to come from? How much money am I going to make? Just have a presupposition, which means to presuppose that you sold it, and what's going to happen afterwards. So get in the energy of that it's sold, and now what's your next step? Otherwise, you're always in the energy of, I'm going to sell it, I'm going to sell it, I'm going to sell it. Tip number 2, all of us could do that. Tip number 2 is go through your customer file folders. And I want you to play the Here's What I Like About game. So John, if you were going to play that today, and you were going to go through your customer file folders without mentioning their name, what are 3 things that you like about your ideal client? What are they?
Let's see. They come with a list of
That's
concerns
right.
to work on. What
Yeah,
else?
my ideal client comes with a list.
They come with a list. They book bi-weekly or monthly.
That's
They
right.
come
They're
often.
repeat customers. They book bi-weekly or multiple times. Yes.
Right. Yeah, and they have a budget for that, so they have a self-development budget.
Yeah.
And motivation to improve their lives.
Yeah. And they give you referrals.
Oh, that's a good one.
That's right.
Yeah.
So
Tell some
if
friends.
this is true, go through the file folders. I can say, well, here's what I like about my friend Mike. Well, that's his real name. I don't know why I'm doing that. He hires me monthly. He refers me monthly. He sends me thank you notes and updates. He gets me to work on his whole family at different periods of the time. He books on time. He pays on time. He shows up on time. hey, you know what? Law of attraction doesn't know who he is. Law of attraction is responding to what I'm including about what I like about him. I hope everyone is getting how important this is. Law of attraction doesn't know who he is. It's responding to how I feel about when I'm including, when I'm talking about him. That's why we play the here's what I like about game. Okay, John, what else? Let's put John to work.
Ooh. Okay. What's happening? Sylvia says, "Ooh, I watched some of that. I was worn out with just watching. Excellent stuff. Those clarity through contrast sheets are definitely worth doing." Yeah. Jennifer Towner has another question here. A different question. Can you talk about fulfillment needs and goal setting?
Oh, okay. I'll make that real.
In addition to that, for career and personal things.
Okay, good stuff. In my book, Your Life's Purpose, you can download the list of 30 fulfillment needs and some of the workbooks, and you can do step number 1. This is like Survivor. You start the book with 30 fulfillment needs, and as you read through the book, you eliminate some of these needs because they're not for you. And at the end, 4 of them surface. Boom, you've done the book. You can get the book on sale at Amazon. You can uncover your life's purpose, which is pretty simple. It's to be fulfilled. The real question is, which one of these are my ones that when they're fulfilled, boy, my life is beautiful. Things are going wonderful. That's what the goal is. When you're not fulfilled, it means your top 4 fulfillment needs aren't present. When you're bored, it means you're not being fulfilled. That's what boredom means. So, cue the completion of that. So here's mine. My top, you heard me say it earlier without telling my fulfillment needs. The top 4 things that fulfill me, and the reason why I say yes to things is when I can have attention or attentiveness. I'm getting that right now. When I can influence people in a positive way. I'm getting that right now. When we can talk about intimate subjects, that means no sports and no cars and no weather. That's what that means. And freedom, which means I can do and come and say as I like. When those are present, I'm pretty excited. So now that I know that, I would use law of attraction in this way. I'm in the process of attracting and allowing everything that I need to do, know, or have that would allow me to have my fulfillment needs met. I love the thought of and the idea of attracting opportunities to get my attention needs and my influencing people needs met. And I love the intimacy of the conversations. I love knowing that I can pick and choose and do and go where I want. I love knowing that there's an appreciative audience. I love how it feels knowing that a lot of people are going to be influenced by what I say. I also love knowing that just by giving it attention right now, the obedient law of attraction is responding to the vibration that I'm sending as I include the vibration of what I desire. And it doesn't know I'm telling you. It's not very smart, but it's obedient. So as I'm talking about my ideal scenario to get my ideal needs met, law of attraction is unfolding and orchestrate and presents me things that are either in alignment or not. And I can tell with my vibrational meter reader whether I should choose that or not. So at the end of the day, when you know what fulfills you, then you can use that as your yardstick to help you make better decisions. And that was one long sentence. But your life's purpose, change your life.
Change your life.
If you like my other 2 books, you'll like this one.
Yeah, absolutely amazing.
Thank you.
Yeah. I have an update from Norma Zembeskos.
Norma, go ahead, please.
Yeah, so I worked with last week on our Eating and Healthy, part 104 series.
Yeah.
And she says, "Thank you for working on me last week, John, on eating healthy. I notice I get full quicker eating less." Nice. So, a lot of people do overeat, especially this time of year. So, yeah, eating healthy. So, trapped emotions, creating negativity around eating healthy, and maybe just preventing from enjoying foods and that's great.
Oh yeah, everyone does that. They don't stop eating when their brain tells them to, or they eat till it's gone. Like even in the weight loss protocol that we were talking about in last month there. Yeah. It's like, everyone has similar stories. Oh, I got to eat it till it's gone, or it's not okay to leave it on my plate, and I'm going to eat it even if whatever those old stories are, and that's what we help people get rid of. Yeah. Congratulations, Norma, on that success.
Yeah, that's great. And thanks for the update.
Yeah, and Laura Hill's reminding us that abundance is a feeling. Kareem Beach Murray, the same thing. Thank you. Another question. Would questions work for desire statements? For example, what would it be like to own a Mercedes? Maybe I could give a better example. I've heard that question gets us to think. So here's the rule about things and what you learn, Ian, is that we need to only own it if it's true for us, right? So you can't ask somebody else, how does that feel? Does this feel good to do that? Because it might not feel good for some people. Even simple things like the word homework. You know, my kinesthetic friends are rubbing their hands together because they love homework. And another style gets a negative vibration from the word homework. So if you said, is homework good? I couldn't answer that because it's a judgment. So here, when you say, you're saying, what would questions work or desire statement? Here's the answer to your question. It all depends what you're including in your vibration. If you're including the anticipation, which is good, or the hopefulness, which is good, or the, I already said it, but to me, anticipation is good because anticipation is a good feeling. But if you say it and you doubt it, you know, and I know there's some people that are using some affirmations that are questions and they keep saying, is this okay? It's none of my business. It's not my vibration, whether it's okay or not. You can tell by how you feel, by what's included when you say it or think it.
Yeah.
Question.
What do you think for cars? Like actually like going to like a car dealership, sitting in a car, you know, put your hands on the steering wheel, rubbing the dash, you know, and be like, yeah, this is great. I'd love to have this, and getting that kind of vibe. Have you ever heard about that?
Yeah, I think that would be helpful. Law of attraction doesn't know you're pretending, but what are you saying when you're rubbing the steering wheel?
Yeah.
What are you saying when you're leaving? So it's, you know, if you could, you know, it's like, oh, I'd never ever know. How am I ever going to afford this? Look at the insurance and all that little chatter or whatever happens. So you can have a big happy face on. Law of attraction isn't responding to your big happy face rubbing the steering wheel. Law of attraction is responding how much doubt you have in receiving it. And the speed at which you can receive anything is how much doubt you have in receiving it. John, can you read this for our at-home friends?
Can you pull it back a little bit? Okay, I see it here. Yeah, the speed at which you will manifest your desire is determined by how much you are allowing.
That's right. And allowing is the absence of doubt. So if you can go to the car dealership and if you can just keep flipping your negative thought, your doubts, and thinking, well, God, you know, I always like to play the abundance game. I would say, you know, is there anybody on the planet that's bought a car today that never thought they could? Probably. There's probably millions of people on the planet that actually bought a car this week that never imagined they could in the whole planet. So that helps you get from scarcity to abundantness consciousness. Kelly Carson's giving us a hello. Nice to see you.
Great, yeah.
Jennifer Townsend's liking the lobster mug. Anthony Pinelli has a question. For the last 18 years, I've always had abundant parking everywhere I go. The number 1 or number 2 space are always waiting for me, no matter where I go. How can I shift that to all parts of my life? The speed at which you're receiving the parking spaces are in direct proportion to how much doubt you have in receiving them. And in your observation of always getting the parking spaces for the last 18 years has held in your consciousness your allowability or your attractability to attract those parking spaces. There isn't a parking angel doing it to you or for you. It's your own doubt, lack of doubt and belief that you can't have them. So that same formula holds true for the other parts of your life. The speed at which you attract it is determined in how much doubt you have in receiving it. So you don't have to desire more, you need to doubt less. You can hear it in his declaration, for the last 18 years. See, he's been keeping tabs for 18 years. Law of attraction couldn't buck that current if it tried, because he's so adamant about it. He keeps declaring it. His declaration is from his proof. So it's not BS. His little voice is saying, that is true. You have been for the last, number 1, number 2, for the last 18 years. And then, of course, law of attraction unfolds and orchestrates traffic patterns because Anthony's coming to town.
Rockstar parking. That's what I call it. Right up front.
Holly Peters has joined us. Hey, Holly, good morning. We know that you're working there too, so glad that you could join us. Okay. Yeah, we're going to hang on for about 4 or 5 more minutes. And so, John, we mentioned that you and I hold a very popular show here on Saturdays called the Emotion Code Bros, and we're doing emotion code sessions. And we are in the middle. We're in the middle of kind of like holiday eating and exercise challenges. It's a 4-part series. And last week we worked on food, and tomorrow we're going to pick up with number 2 of the series for, I think we called it like holiday exercise and eating or something. So we want you to join us again there tomorrow. And for my Business Growth Club members, after the Bro Shows tomorrow at 10 o'clock a.m., get ready because I'm doing the training on how to run a 4-person emotion code group on abundance and money. Okay. Now, John, for someone that hasn't had an emotion code, people are pretty curious about that. Like, what goes down? What happens there? So can you tell them the technical part? Say they want to book a session, they go to your website, and then right to how they show up. Spend a couple minutes, a minute, and tell us about that.
Yeah, I'm at aliveandpeer.com. Michael's at HangoutWithMichael.com. And our websites have online scheduling, really convenient, and it links up to PayPal. And so just find a time that works for you. That's on the calendar. Link up. And if you want to do Skype or Zoom or Blue Jeans, we send you a link, or it could just be a phone session, or even like email sessions, or even a session for your like if it's a child, you just send us a list of what's going on. We work on the child, or even like a cat, a dog, or a horse. Send us a list. We work on the animal, and it's done. Simple as that. Yeah, I don't think much more needs to be said.
No, it's pretty simple. And once you've had a session, then you get to know how easy it is. And we can do that anywhere. Well, John, thanks for hanging out with me today. Let's do one last, I call it a sweep. Let's do one last sweep out in the room and see if there's any last questions or comments.
Got a couple rockstar parkings. Got hashtags.
Yeah, I am my own parking angel. That's right, Laura Hill, you are. Okay, I'm just going to scroll to the top, John, to see if there's anything else there. We are going to be back next week. We're doing the countdown. I think next week we're down to 3. I've got my numbers already. So we're down to 3 episodes. John, thanks for hanging out with me today. We'll see you tomorrow. Let's say goodbye to our friends. As always, John, I'd like you to go out in the chat room and let people know how they can get a hold of you, and we'll be monitoring that if you have any questions for us. Let's say goodbye, everybody. See you later.
Thanks, everyone. See you tomorrow.